I want to welcome you to the second part of this particular today's series. Now, I was talking about service while it is day. I want to tell you a little about this matter of day. God is involved in the program of the earth. Let me tell you, the events of this earth are always an indicator of the fact that God is involved. I want to tell you, major event that has happened in the earth has been part and parcel of the program of certain men, what you call, some people call them the globalists, some people call them those people that want to rule the world. Yes, it is true. I want to tell you that there are people that are already in the background, in the secret places, that are planning with the Antichrist system that have been prophesied already in the Bible. The Bible tells us that a man on sea will appear one day and take over this earth. But before it takes over, certain things will happen. I want to tell you that even the program that has to affect the Jewish people are part of the programming of the system of the earth that will usher in the dark days, the evil days that is coming. And it's unfortunate that Israel as a nation will suffer so much during that time. But before that time, let me tell you a little about history. You may wonder, how is it that this woman knows history? Remember, I have a background that I was a lecturer in the university for many years, and I'm still learning. Even after resigning from my job to serve God fully, I have never left off from understanding what is going on. I read and I study a lot. I can remember that the First World War, you may wonder why we bring in some historical point to point out that the evil day is coming ahead very fast. The First World War was fought between 1914 and 1918. And do you know, during that time, a very major event took place. And that was that the Jewish people that have been fighting for years under the Zionist movement were able to have a voice. And the Balfour Declaration was given to them, to Sir Rothschild. Sir Rothschild was one of the leaders of the Zionists, that the Jewish people should have a place. In 1917, the Balfour Declaration was done. Now I want to tell you, shortly after that, another World War took place between 1939 and 1945. And it is within that period that many things were accumulated to be able to bring about the fulfillment of the regathering of the Jewish people to a nation. Remember, AD 70, a leader, a legion, a general Titus led a mighty legion to ruin and to destroy even Jerusalem, to fulfill what the Lord Jesus said, that Jerusalem shall be trodden under foot until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And God made it to be that the programming of the earth, you know, if you are watching events of the earth, you will know that things are not just being done accidentally. So by 1948, first of all, by 1939, by 1939, the UNO passed a vote to create the Jewish nation alongside with the Palestine. And by 1945, this thing was brought to pass. 14th of May, the present day Israel nation, the Jewish nation of Israel, was created, and we congratulate them for that. But that is after 1,847 years of being thrown, or being scattered. There was a regathering. Now I want to tell you, all these things that I'm showing to you using fact of history is that is showing us that the end is coming near and near and near. And that is why the Christians should not sleep. Christians, do not sleep. Wherever you are hearing me, this is a time to wake up. This is not a time just to play just churchism and go to church and go back home, go to church, go back home. Thank God you are even going to church. What are those who don't even go to church? This is a time the people of God must wake up and serve God with all their heart. That's why we are talking of this message, that while it is day. Now I'm telling you, the season of the end is here. We are the finishing generation. We are the generation that will usher in the king. We are the generation, but before that thing takes place, before the millennial reign of Christ comes, there is going to be serious darkness that will cover the earth. I'm not going to handle that, the details of that, but the summary is that there's going to be a gigantic, chaotic condition. The opening of the second seal shows us that there come a time when the rider of the horse, the red horse, when he rides that horse, the earth will witness what we call anarchy, because peace will be taken away from the earth, and men will be given, the rider of the horse will be given a strong word, a strong sword to kill. And so the condition of the earth will be that at that time there will be anarchy, there will be destruction. There will be so much wars and wars and wars. What we are witnessing now is nothing. Epidemics of all type you cannot even handle will begin to kill. Up to 1/4 of the earth will be wiped away. I don't want to frighten you, but I just using this fact to waken you that it's time to wake out of your slumber, children of God. Rise up wherever you are, begin to serve God, begin to love God, begin to love the brethren, begin to use your money to serve God. There are many millionaires that are just very comfortable. You are Christian, God has blessed you, and you think your blessing is just to eat, build a big house, live in a good, comfortable, buy good cars, and ride as Christian. But let me tell you, whatever money God gives you is to sponsor his work, is to sponsor the gospel. There are so many missionaries that are out there in the bush doing the work of the Lord, and nobody is helping them. There are so many that are hungry. Once in a while I come in contact with few of such. I know we need to rise up and sponsor the gospel. That is why we give you eternal reward, my friend. It's not just for God to bless you and you use the money for yourself and just to build beautiful things and probably go and build a physical building, physical gigantic building. Let me tell you, building a physical building to some extent will give you a little reward, but what we give you eternal reward is the number of souls you are able to win, to sponsor outreaches, to sponsor conferences, to sponsor crusades, to sponsor evangelism, to sponsor, even if you cannot go, sponsor them. This is what I am telling you. We give you eternal reward. How many people that are hungry around you that are Christian, even among church members, are you able to help? Today, I am challenging on with this man. It may be a little hard though, but it is a very, very important word you must hear. While it is day, God is telling me, tell my people to wake up. Tell them to wake up and come out of their slumber, because the night is coming when if those who don't make the rapture will be beheaded. They will be running up and down, hiding in caves. There will be no room there will be no mansion to be able to sleep when the Antichrist is after you if you don't make the rapture. That's why while it is there, quickly begin to serve the Lord with all your might. Live holy, love God, serve him with all yourself, with all that you have. And then when the rapture takes place at whatever stage, whether before the Antichrist or within the Antichrist system, the rapture, you'll be able to go even along with her, because I am ready by the grace of God. What of you? Can you say you are ready? So today I'm encouraging you. While it is there, God is calling you to serve. What are the areas you can serve? Personal evangelism. That one has been like a zero in many, many nations. People are too, their mouth are shut. They can't talk about Jesus Christ. In those days when we got born again, we were going everywhere sharing the gospel. We didn't have big cathedrals like Pentecostal churches are having today that go every Sunday and jump and yell and demonstrate God's glory. Thank God for rejoicing. But God wants you to serve him. You will leave the reward only to your pastor. What you yourself, what will you get when you get to heaven? What will be the where will be the where would you think you will even have a crown? The only crown every Christian will have is called the crown of righteousness. But it's not the only crown you will have. There are so many crowns people are going to have. Crown of glory, crown of faithfulness. You will wonder, how did I know? God took me to heaven and showed me all of this many years ago. So what I want to tell you, there are so many rewards that you will have if you serve God. Rise up from today and begin to serve the Lord. Serve him in every area you can serve him. There are so many widows that need help. There are so many orphans that need help. You close your eyes as a Christian to them. No, it is not good. God is saying, rise up and serve the Lord. Tell somebody about Jesus today. Tell him, your neighbor, your office mate. Have you ever shared the gospel with your office mate? What of your boss? What of your colleagues? You meet in different places. What of people you meet on the street? Do you share the gospel with them? God is calling the children that while this darkness has not come, while the wind of the air is still blowing, while the wind of darkness is still just coming here and there, to all kind of things that we are seeing in our time in this 2020, God is saying, rise up and begin to serve him. That is it. Why this day God is calling you in a program like this to serve. How do you serve? Make sure you give God. Make sure you give God your time to serve. Not just ordinary routine thing that you just find yourself doing. Burst out into service. You don't need to be called to be an evangelist. Everybody is called to be an evangelist. Everybody is called to do the work of an evangelist. Everybody is called to win souls. Jesus said, go into the world and preach the gospel. What gospel have you preached? Have you won even one single soul to the Lord in the past 1 year? Have you been able to convert somebody? Have you been able to minister to somebody to the point that God will have a record of it? Let me tell you today, while the darkness of this world has not come, while the day is still fresh, while we are still expecting the Lord, rise up and serve. because that is what we have eternal reward. All the wealth you create on this earth, all the billions of dollars or billions of naira or whatever you have, they are just for the earth. The earth, you will not be able to go ahead with them to heaven. What will follow you to heaven is the work you have done for God. Do work for the Lord. Serve Him with all your mind, serve Him with your money, serve Him with your time, serve Him with your energy, and love the brethren. When you do this, it shall be well with you. Today, I want to thank God that I'm able to share with you this very brief word concerning service. And when you do so, it shall be well with you. This is Prophetess Victoria Adesipe of the Eminent Ministries International, bringing to you live the prophetic messages in the air. God bless you. Do you know the miracle that God did was beside them? I've never seen such a great faith. They hold him in the house with chains. For 1 whole year, she was prepared. I've ministered in that country, in many cities in that country. We went to a particular city.